How's my hair look? Do I look okay? Do I look good?
Good.
Look hot?
Yeah. It's gonna be the intro.
Oh no, dude, don't show the people that. What's up, guys? I'm Formula Drift driver Derek Madison. I drive the Fuel Lab fuel system, igmotorsports.com S14, and we're gonna do a toolbox tour for you guys. So this round we weren't able to bring our big trailer with us, so the organization is lacking. So my toolbox is not just a toolbox, it's a spare parts bin. It's got everything with it. Pretty much when we get here, we roll it outside, put everything that we're gonna need a lot of on top. We've got our spare parts bin, pretty much any of the impacts, drills, ratchets that we're gonna use, gloves for the guys who use them, and then of course, zip ties. Can't forget zip ties. We try to keep everything organized as possible, but of course when you got 8 dudes in a toolbox, reaching in, grabbing tools, putting them back, stuff ends up getting mixed up around the place. The entire top drawer is pretty much sockets. Anything that'll go on a ratchet or an impact or anything like that, extensions, everything is pretty much right here in full. Always got to keep a can koozie handy because you just never know. But everything as far as that goes is up here just to try to keep it simple. End up collecting a couple of the other big tools or zip ties or anything gets put in the top drawer just because it's big. The next one is the BS drawer, the one that gets everything that doesn't have a home. Any pair of pliers, cutters, snips, anything, files, hits this drawer right here. And then it goes metric wrenches, AN wrenches, anything that folds out, simple stuff, and then you collect it, you know, your random whatever in the trays that you can find. Electrical tape, anything that you can find a home for pretty much and you can remember where it's at. That's the toughest part. The standard drawer, the one that doesn't get used very often, collects the most other BS that you can imagine. Bolts, self-tappers, anything for quick fixes, spare bolts, spare hose clamps, safety glasses, easy outs that you hope you never have to use, you name it, finds itself here. Screwdrivers is another non-high use, I guess, for FD stuff, or for race car stuff, I guess. So it also collects a bunch of other stuff. We got another bin that has a bunch of spare parts, spare hose stuff, clutch alignment tool, filters, wire, more easy outs. I guess we got 2 drawers for it. But the bottom drawer, the big boy, takes anything specialty tools. The most commonly used stuff that we've got, the torque wrench, AN hose cutters, and a multimeter. Everything else just gets used, you know, hopefully once a year, but you know how that goes. On the right stuff is the mess. The top is pretty much scissors, Sharpies, and squeegees is pretty much all that gets used out of here. Then there's your collectible other stuff that might get used that are ins and outs every now and then. Punches, files. I don't even know what's in here. Pretty much just spanner wrenches and stickers people give me ends up in this drawer. Nothing else. Nothing useful anyways. Epoxies, RTVs, engine building stuff, anything you can imagine that's large. Even a thermal thermometer in here. And lastly, spare batteries, anything extra for the Milwaukee stuff, hammers, pry bars, whatever, ends up in here. It's pretty basic. We don't do anything too crazy. It's a very basic tool set. I bought pretty much everything I've got when I graduated from college for automotive school, and I haven't really bought much else besides electric impact stuff, specialty tools I need for the race car. But we're a very basic team, and everything works pretty simply, and we make it work with what we got, that's for sure. All right, so another very, very commonly used thing, toe plates. Anytime you get in a bump, anytime anything happens really on the track that's inconvenient, this is your at-home alignment right here, and you run a plate on each side of your wheels, and you run your tape measures on each side, and you can get it pretty much dead on, or dang near close as it can get, and get your alignment dialed in. So if you get in a bump with somebody in practice, you pull back to the pits, plate on each side, line it out, and straighten the alignment back out and get you going back out there to where you don't have to make any replacements or anything major, and this will get you right until you can get back to the alignment rack when you get home. Everything as far as spare parts that we have goes in these bins. So every single one of these bins is labeled from a corner of the car. So this specific one is driver rear. So if you get into contact out on track We know we've got the driver rear right here. Doesn't matter what we bend on it, we take this tote over here, and everything in here has every single arm that needs replaced, knuckle, hub bearings, axle, anything from the driver rear that you could need is right here in this box. And we have one for all 4 corners of the car. And then we have another one specific for like engine and powertrain components as well. So it makes finding what you need super easy and super organized, and it costs $12 from your local hardware store. So can't beat that. All right, well, thank you for coming around with us for our Toolbox tour. If you want to follow more about us, follow us on Instagram at Derek_Madison and catch us on the Koenig Wheels podcast.